Oh. Oh, I guess we're back now. Okay. There we go. Jesus Christ, I thought we were live this whole time. God.
Whoops.
I feel very dumb. Jeez. Well. Okay. I think I accidentally clicked end stream or something. Yeah, I did. I thought, well, whatever. Now we're here now. Everything's good, I think. Yeah, looks okay. There we go. Finally. Wow, guys, I literally thought we were live this whole time. I've never done this before. Sorry about that. We've been talking and like chatting over the. God, I feel so stupid. We literally were talking about the Vulcan. What else did we talk? We
the
talked
Rebel
about
1100. We were responding to comments.
We were literally responding to comments. Jesus Christ.
Oh boy.
Well, now it makes sense that the comments are more active and people are actually. Oh my God, yeah.
Whoops.
Okay, well, we're here now. All right. Well, we're answering new questions and talking about stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna start it all over again and let you guys know. So, this is the public Yamcast. I feel like I'm Groundhog Day reliving everything I just did. This is the public Yamcast. We're doing this as a fun way to show you guys what we do for our Discord members on yammynoob.co. So we do these literally once a week. We have a live stream for them. It's much more, I guess the word I'd use is intimate, much more low key. We just kind of kick back with about 30 or 40 people on stream, have fun, chat about stuff. And what we do with this in the beginning is we kind of just shoot the shit, hang out for a little bit, talk with our Discord members before we kick off the regular Yamcast with the news and the call-ins and everything else you guys see on the normal uploads. So today we're just hanging out and doing some fun stuff. We've got 223 people on stream, which makes a lot more sense now because we're actually live. But yeah, this is what we're doing. So let me see here. I guess we got to do a what's going on with Yam and Spite real quick again because we already did it. But no one heard it because we did it to ourselves. Anyways, Spite, what's going on with you? We'll start with you this time.
Spent the day wrenching on the Triumph, the Street Scrambler. That was a lot of fun. We put the new Vance & Hines factory pipe on there, factory high fender,
sounds awesome.
And luggage rack. It's looking real spicy, and it just sounds so good. I love the sound of that engine.
Velvety sound, nice and low.
What about you? I know you're currently in the midst of 2 projects right now.
So for those of you who don't know, I low-sided last Monday at the track with my race bike about 110 miles per hour. Some dude splooged oil all over the track, and I was literally half a lap behind him, so no flag was thrown, unfortunately, and I hit the oil and hit the deck. So race bike went down, and then I went up to Dallas and bought a 4th Daytona that I'm now harvesting parts from and building one good bike out of. And right now I'm in the middle of deleting the ABS pump and doing some work on the brake lines. I just swapped in the new forks, so doing a lot of work on this bike, and hopefully one day it'll be good again and I can go rip, and then it'll last another 2 months and it'll die again. Such is the life of a race bike. So that's what I'm up to, unfortunately. And now dealing with this weather here in Austin that's going to be like absolutely freezing for the next couple of days.
Yeah, we've got like 9 degrees in the forecast coming up. So.
I don't care where you live. 9 degrees is cold. We always say here in Austin, we're like, oh, it's like 30 degrees. It's so cold. Canadians are like, oh, it's like 4 degrees here. But 9 degrees, I don't care where you're from. 9 degrees is ridiculous, right? Yep. Like that's Chicago weather.
Yeah, that's real bad.
Yeah.
So I'm very much not looking forward to that. Mercifully, it's on Monday, and we don't film on Mondays. So.
Nope. Film on Tuesdays, and I don't know what we're doing on Tuesday. Comprehensive review on the Street Scrambler, right?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, so that's in the shop here.
Mm-hmm. We're basically, when it's that cold, we're just not going to go out and ride.
Yeah. Alberto says, I thought you said no more Daytona, LOL. Here's the thing. I've said this publicly many times, and I've told you, if the race bike died, I was going to get a 636. This time it didn't die enough for me to actually bury it and go get a Japanese bike. So I was like, screw it. I'll stick with this platform and just, I know it really well. So I'm going to keep running it. So yeah. Scott says, come to Arizona, 78 degrees here. Man, I wish, dude. It was 78 here the other day.
It's 37 and rainy right now.
Yeah. Oh, and for you guys on stream, so we're going to do this a little bit differently this week, in that we normally do the call-in portion of our podcast in the middle, but because we figured there'd be so many people on stream today, that would be a little chaotic. So what we're doing instead is folks are dropping us questions on the Yamcast channel on Discord, and we're going to answer those live on stream for the second part of our podcast after we do the news section, which we've got some crazy news today from like Harley, from Kawi. We got some bonkers stuff going on.
Yeah, it's just all over the place this week, which is kind of cool. I like it when we're dealing with some crazy patents and so forth. It's just better than dunking on Harley again.
And it's very important. We are not talking about the new Hayabusa.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about the Busa.
Well, we're kind of bullshitting right now, so we could talk about it just to break from character. But there's not really a lot to say, honestly. That's
the problem. Yeah. It's really just Gen 2.5.
Yeah.
You got your up-down quick shifter. You got, a little bit more fancy electronics, more modern electronics. It's not making more than 200 horsepower.
Nope.
They're once again quoting top speed. They're like, oh, it's going to make more than 180 miles an hour from factory.
That's what it did in 1999.
Yeah, it's going to be limited at 186 miles an hour. Mark my words.
Yeah. And everyone's saying that it's like, oh, but they're tuning it for more like low-end grunt and mid-range torque, so it'll feel faster. I'm like, yeah, that's cool and all, but the Boost is one of the few bikes that I care about peak power and top speed.
Yes.
Because that's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, that is one motorcycle where I do not care about the low-end grunt.
Yeah.
I just don't, it's not what you ride it for.
Yeah, it's supposed to just pull like an animal,
And goddamn, does the 2007 pull like a fucking animal.
Yeah, you guys are going to see on Friday, we did ZH2 versus Busa, and honestly, that was surprising how it did in the drag race.
I still remember I was in second gear, and you had pulled up right next to me, and I pinged it off the limiter on the ZH2, and then I was like, all right, I got to go up a gear, and then I surged forward for a little bit, and then you kept going.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, the ZH2 is fast, but Busa, baby.
It ain't no Busa. It's still legendarily fast, man. That not a lot of things can touch that bike at above 100 miles an hour. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It just pulls. And I think a lot of people, they'll say like, oh, new S1000 RR and all that stuff. But like, the Busa is about the theater,
Yeah.
The double analog gauge, which I will say for Busa 2.5, because we're not going to call it a Gen 3. For Busa 2.5, I love that they kept the analog clocks.
I got to give it to them. The dash looks great.
Dash is so cool.
The dash looks really good.
It looks a lot like the Z900 RS with a little mini LCD and the two clocks. It's a nice touch.
Except it has a TFT in the middle instead of an LCD screen.
It's true.
So, got to give them that. But other than that, it looks kind of just, again, it looks like an upgraded version of the Gen 2 dash.
Yeah.
It looks very much the same as the Gen 2 dash.
Definitely.
So, again, 2.5.
2.5. Another cool video that's coming out this Saturday is my ZH2 track impression. I took it out to Eagles Canyon Raceway last week, and surprise, it doesn't work that well. It's big, it's fat, it's heavy, it's way too powerful for its own good. It just wheelies constantly, and the rear sets drag at like 20 degrees of lean. So, you have to take yourself not seriously at all when you're at the ZH2. It's a point and shoot kind of bike, straight line, dumb wheelies. Just hear the flutter and have fun.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a cool bike, though.
Which is what I think we nailed in the reveal. Just hear the flutter and have fun.
Absolutely. But apparently people got mad because we did, what was it? We did a Top Gun style video, and apparently Fortnite did a Top Gun style video too. And I was like, okay, it looks like two people can't do Top Gun videos.
I mean,
that's unfortunate.
It
but
is it's like the Top Gun bike. He's literally going to ride it in Top Gun. Well, in the new one, he's riding the H2.
Oh, really?
Like the fully faired H2, yeah.
Well, there you go. That's why we did it.
So there. Just now that solves the whole problem.
Nope. We've got 364 boys on stream. For those of you out there in Streamland, if you want to join up and ask us questions, we're going to be doing a live question and answer here. We're going to take questions on the Yamcast channel on Discord. So you can sign up on yaminoob.co, get access, and then jump on our Discord and have some fun with us. Honestly, the Discord really is the coolest part about everything we do here. I try to tell you guys that all the time, but I'm on there literally every day doing live updates with the behind the scenes channel. We put a lot of time and effort in the Discord. I would say it's like one of our main things and priority.
Yeah.
I feel like I constantly hear the Discord ping no matter where I am in my life,
That's just always going off.
Yeah, just boop, 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 boop,
Since I'm no longer like chief mod, I have let some of the channels just go white, like just filled with notifications. And every now and again I look at it and I'm like, nope.
Yep. That's how it's always been for me. There's just too much to look at everything. You know, I can't possibly look at everything that happens on Discord. It's just kind of nuts.
But it's, you know, it's so active. Whenever you hop in, there's always somebody there.
Yeah. Let's see here. We'll check in on the YouTube stream. How'd the paddock receive the H2? So I was there on a day where there was only one other motorcyclist and like a couple car guys because the weather wasn't that great. And the facility I go to is people are like, if it's not 70 degrees and sunny or above, we're not showing up, which is pretty awesome. So I had the track kind of to myself, which is pretty amazing. But the track marshal who was pitting people in and out, whenever I first showed up, he was like, what the hell is that thing, man? Where's your other bike? Because he's used to seeing me on my black Daytona. And I was like, oh, I just got this thing. Like, it's pretty sweet. And he's like, well, what kind of bike is it? And I was like, oh, it's a ZH2. It's got a 998cc supercharged engine. He was like, that thing's supercharged? Because he doesn't ride motorcycles. I was like, yeah. And I revved it for him. He heard the flutter. And he's like, you fucking bikers are nuts. He's like, you guys are crazy. He's like, what kind of power does that thing make? And I was like, I don't know, like 200? He's like, Jesus Christ. So, yeah, it was received well. People just think we're completely bonkers when we take our bikes out there. Especially the car guys. Every time you're walking around with the leathers, it's like they're just like, oh, I could never do what you do. You guys are crazy. I'm like, yeah, but you could. It's not that scary.
No.
You recently were at the track.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
It's very hard. It's just not. It's not that scary once you get into it because you get used to the bike leaning, and then it just kind of you follow the lines and once you get into it, it's really just about the flow of it. If you have good flow, it gets really smooth and really easy.
I was talking to my brother the other day because he wanted to know how it was crashing on the track at 110 miles per hour. He's like, damn, that's been scary. And I was like, actually, the feeling that you get is really similar to where you get like swept up by a really big, powerful wave in the ocean. It's super similar to that. Happens really suddenly, aggressively, and you're just kind of disoriented. And then you're like, oh, I guess it's over. You know, that's it. And you hope you didn't break anything on the way down.
Just lay there and just squeeze everything, make sure it all still works.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay.
I still distinctly remember spinning around and seeing my bike in the air and just being like, God, that's going to be expensive. I was like, son of a bitch. I was like, why did it have to flip? Every time you crash, you want it to make sure it just stays on one side. Then it can be pretty good. I've seen my buddy crash like that twice in a race weekend and still ride his bike. But if it flips, it's going to be expensive. Yeah, unfortunately. Xavier says ZH2 sucked on track, but that's why you loved it on the street, isn't it? Yeah, in a way. Like I've commonly told you guys that a good track bike usually makes a bad street bike and vice versa. Like the MV Agusta F3 that we had. Amazing track bike, like supremely nice machine to ride, but as a daily bike, oh my God, like no thanks, hard pass.
But is it inherent that a good track bike is a bad street bike? Because I've heard people say that, Street Triple, great track bike, right?
It depends what kind of rider you are. Like, if you're an entry to intermediate track day kind of guy, like, yeah, Street Triple's awesome, but after you pump up the pace, like, it starts to fall apart. The aerodynamics just aren't there. The ergonomics are kind of funky, you know? But, I mean, it works really well up to, like, an intermediate pace, I would say.
Right.
But... yeah, like I think back to the R1. I mean, that was absolutely sublime on track, obviously. And it was like okay on street. It was just a lot, Yeah. And it was like first gear scooter everywhere.
Yeah.
The gears were so long, dude.
That's ridiculous. You literally could go up to like 95 miles an hour in first gear.
Yeah.
And just keep going. It's nuts.
This guy says, hey, Yam, do you like the new styling of the R3 or do you prefer the previous gen? Also, we have 420 concurrent viewers, ALMAO. I like the new style of the R3. We did one of those as a giveaway in 2019. I think they look fine. I think it was a nice, tasteful update to the bike. Yeah, like them. Pretty good. I wonder what our next like little displacement bike we're going to do, because this last round we only did big bikes, well, the 500-ish, but...
KLX 300.
Yeah, or a Z400. We could do that too.
Yeah, we haven't done the Z400.
That would be good. Yeah, I'd like that. KLX would be awesome. Will Papa Yam ever review a dad bagger? Very unlikely, I will say. I'm not really interested.
No. Maybe we'll get one in here for like a day, just like a Twisted Road video.
Yeah.
Just like kind of what we did with the Ural, be like, what is it like to ride this sort of motorcycle?
Yeah.
Because I don't think we've never had a bike that's had saddlebags. We've had the little Grom had hard cases, but that doesn't really count. That's not even...
I don't think it does. That bike was so awesome with the full cages and stuff and the bags. Oh my God, it was ridiculous. Because it had not only the side, but the top too, right?
Mm-hmm. It had a top rack.
So overkill with the storage.
And you would literally drag the cage whenever you went into a corner.
My favorite was when we had it leaned over on the side of the road for a photo shoot, and the guy pulled up in the Porsche. He was like, "Do you guys need help picking that up?" I was like, "Dude, it weighs like 230 pounds, and we're two grown men. Like, we're fine."
That was funny. A really just painful day, that one.
Oh, someone wants to know about your DRZ. It says, for Spite, what is the update and plan for the DRZ? Is it running or has it been sold?
I'm in two minds with the DRZ right now. Part of me, because I took the SMCR to the track and I was like, okay, this is a lot of fun. But I'm also realizing that supermotos on a regular racetrack don't feel super great. Like, that's not what they're meant to do.
They're go-kart bikes.
They're go-kart bikes. Yeah. So what I'd really like to do is I'd like to find a kart track here in Austin.
You'd love that, yeah.
And I really want to rip a bike like that on a kart track. However, I do not want to take the SMCR to my first day at a kart track.
No.
80 horsepower at a kart track would be a lot. Although I was watching a video of some dude on like a stripped down R6 at a kart track.
No way.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's like some Motokana stuff with an R6.
I'll find it and post it in Discord. But I really want to go do kart track stuff. And I also want to keep it as a dirt bike because to be perfectly honest, enjoyed the dirt more than I did the track after my first outing. Yeah. Like, the dirt felt way more fun than the track did.
As I think you like that freedom of kind of like freedom and doing what you want and like kind of exploring and more like unstructured riding, right?
Yeah, because riding on the track, it's very much like, these are the lines, follow the lines, do this.
Here's the rules, watch this, watch that. Yeah,
and you're okay, I get it. You're going in circles and there's a lot of corners and stuff, but it's still only Harris Hill's 1.8 miles, 1.2.
I don't remember. Yeah.
But it's after a while it gets
around that size,
predictable. Yeah. You're like, okay, I know exactly what to do in this corner, and I gotta figure out how to get myself to do what I need to do in that corner to go faster.
Whereas that for me is the thrill. I love like optimizing just every single little inch of it and trying to just squeeze out my best
to get that perfect lap.
Yeah.
Whereas me, I kind of just want to just brute force trundle my way down a trail just to say that I did it.
Trail riding's awesome. Our Big Bend stuff was so much fun.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was really like an inflection point.
Yeah.
And so I think what I'm going to end up doing is either get a second set of sumo wheels so that I don't have to worry about setting up 21s for the Supermoto and keeping one dirt and one street, or I'll just get a set of 21 18s, like standard DRZ wheels, and slap them on there, because I gotta believe that there's people out there who did S to SM conversions that are willing to give up their DRZ S wheels, and then I'll just put a S caliper or SM caliper on the S wheel.
Yeah, that ought to work.
Yeah. So
I could see the DRZ being like a sort of adventure touring kind of bike for you, or like a trails bike, kind of trundle bike.
One of the things I'm desperate to do is, because my tank is in kind of shitty shape, it's definitely got a crack in it.
Yeah.
That somebody's bondoed over. I want to get one of the Acerbis larger tanks.
Nice.
And bolt that up underneath.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Because the DRZ carries like 2.3 gallons of gas, which is nothing.
That's not a lot. Yeah.
So
that's like a bop around bike.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, it is 6 o'clock. It's time to start the Yamcast official.
Alrighty.
Get this queued up over here. I want to raise this up a little bit.
Well, there's a little knob right there.
In the back here?
No, on the bottom. So yeah, right there, that guy. That'll literally raise that center peg up a bit.
Yeah, we just need to do that. And give you a little headroom.
Cool. Yeah, I was framing it off of you. It looks like it's tilted a little bit. Can you just mess with the...
Let me see here.
You should be able to use that back knob to level the camera out a little bit.
Yeah.
That guy right there.
There we go.
Sweet.
I'll push this a little here so we don't see the corridor. And then we'll start there.
Neat.
Get the clap.
You tighten the knob back down, right?
Yeah, it should
Okay.
be good. Let me
Cool.
just double check it doesn't cost anything. Yeah.
Sweet. Okie dokie.
All right. What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Yamcast. We are doing this one live. We're doing it in the flesh, in person here on YouTube to try to drum up some support, because if you didn't know, we do these live every week on yamanoob.co about 6 days before they go live on the actual YouTube channel. So, as per usual, today we were checking out some sweet news from Harley-Davidson, Kawasaki, and Indian. We got a lot of cool stuff to check out from all of them. And then we're going to be doing our typical member call-in portion, but with a bit of a twist. We're not going to be doing call-ins because we're doing it live publicly today. So we're going to be doing questions on the Yamcast channel on Discord. So if you want to join up and ask us questions on there, that's the best way to do it. And then we have a final member portion there. We're going to check out the bikes that our folks ride on Discord. Stick around. It's going to be a good one.
That was a mouthful.
That delivery, just non-stop, do it to them. All right, Spite, let's see our first bit of news today.
So our first piece of news is what I have deemed the Indian Dyna Chief situation. Basically, Indian has revealed their new Chief motorcycle, which they say has been radically pared back, and it really has. So the original Chief had this big, goofy, fender on the front wheel with the, Indian head and headdress on the front. It had a big old windscreen, kind of an ugly light cream blue color to it too. This feels a lot more modern, a lot more aggressive, and
much less kind of heritage model.
Yeah.
The other one was really heritage, you know?
And that's kind of been Indian's bread and butter, is this heritage line. And I'm kind of glad to see it going away a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine to have some heritage models, but being all heritage, that doesn't work for me.
No.
So this is a nice step in the right direction, and they actually have this one, which is more similar to what it used to be.
Yeah.
And you can see the big chrome engine, chrome pipes.
This one's almost like a pared back bagger, which is a weird thing to say, but it's got a huge windscreen in the bag, so there you go, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a lot closer to what the Chief used to be.
Yeah.
You can see very classic Indian styling with a massive front tire. Which I'm not a huge fan of. The big front tire doesn't feel great.
I wish they did a more normal setup on those bikes, but they do weigh a colossal 670 pounds. So
yes.
I'm sure the engineers have thought about it. They're like, well, a 120 doesn't make a whole lot of sense on a bike like that. But the coolest thing about this bike you were telling me is the Thunderstroke engine, right?
Yeah, so this has the 116 Thunderstroke, which is 1,890 cc's.
Spite, that's a real bike.
That's a real bike right there, baby. Which is bigger than the Dyna and the Softail.
Yeah.
The Softail is 114 114 cubic inches, and it makes less torque.
Yeah.
So it's not significantly less, admittedly. The Lowrider S makes 119 foot-pounds of torque. Claimed from Harley-Davidson, so let's subtract 10 for bullshit.
Yeah.
This is putting down 126, and I'm more inclined to believe Indian on their power figures than I am Harley-Davidson.
Yeah.
And 126 foot-pounds at 3,000 RPM.
Yeah, that is like a truck engine. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of power at the low end.
So this to me really feels like it's Indian going after Harley-Davidson's Softail customers, like bigger ticket Softail customers. Specifically bikes like the Lowrider S, the new Street Bob for 2021.
Yeah.
This is like a direct stab, and I believe this engine is still air-cooled.
Wow.
I don't see any radiators on here.
Yeah, because on the Scout, you got that big integrated radiator on the front. And yeah, that doesn't look like it has the same radiator setup as the Scout. Nope, it's got a big hole there in the middle.
Yep.
So it's still a big air-cooled engine, which is kind of, adds to the lopey factor of it,
So I guess if you want yourself a big power cruiser, this is going to be a great option. I don't see any prices listed here.
One thing I wanted to point out was a couple pieces of specifications we saw on this machine. If you scroll up a little bit, it looks like it comes with actually quite a bit of tech. Looks like it has LED lighting, ABS, keyless ignition, rider modes, and a TFT color display. I mean, that's a lot of stuff that Harleys cannot say they have, right?
The rider modes is actually a cool touch.
Yeah.
When you have that much torque on that big an engine, it makes sense to have some rider modes. Just make them a little bit more manageable.
Yeah.
The Harleys have ride-by-wire, but they don't have, switchable modes that I know of. So that's pretty neat. 3 rider modes, I'm assuming, will have Sport, Road, Rain.
Yeah.
As much as Sport, is probably just full power. They actually do have a price listed down here of 15,795 pounds for the pared back bobber.
So that's probably around 18 grand.
Yeah.
Burger dollars.
So that's still a big chunk of change.
Oh, yeah.
But that's right on par with the Lowrider S. The Lowrider S is $18,000.
There you go. Fits right there in the market. They are definitely going to steal away some sales, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because I guarantee you that thing rides a lot better than a Dyna. Sorry, Dyna boys, but that bike's not that great.
Yeah.
I've ridden one, so don't let me get you all twisted.
And one of the things that I noticed earlier is if you look at this side-on view, the way the frame is set up and the way the gas tank is set up makes me think that they're definitely looking for like tank lift chopper builds. Like I could totally see somebody trying to lift the tank up a little bit, show off the frame, maybe rake it out, turn it into a chopper.
Yeah.
I could totally see that happening. So I think this is a really cool step forward for Indian, who didn't really have another modern cruiser, at least modern looking cruiser, that wasn't the big Challenger, which that's the one that's got the big kind of bucktooth looking batwing fairing.
Yeah.
This is a little bit more what your standard cruiser customer might be looking for.
Hopefully it doesn't come across the wrong way, but this is just like less of a boomer bike. It's just more normal. It's less of like, butt rock pumping out of the speakers and batwing fairings. It's just a little more like a normal cruiser. Right?
Yeah. It's something more manageable, something that, I could see a lot of people gravitating towards.
Yeah.
So
good on it for Indian, but now we've got, we were talking about Harley, and we normally dunk on them, but we got some crazy news from them this week.
Yeah, this is really cool. Harley-Davidson is developing a supercharger.
I think this makes all kinds of sense. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is really cool. So diving into this, there's a lot to say about them getting a supercharger on their bike, but to describe how this one works, it's not like the H2 supercharger. So this supercharger is powered off of the engine.
It's belt-driven, baby.
Belt-driven supercharger.
Like a blower on a muscle car.
Exactly.
Belt-driven.
And so it's actually just going to pump air from what I can tell, right in the back cylinder. They must have something getting it to the front, but I can't really see.
You only get boost on one cylinder. If you want boost on 2 cylinders, you got to pay for that. That's an extra package.
You got to get your second supercharger, baby. But this thing is really nice to see, especially because, everybody gets their big Harley and they're like, all right, I'm going to do the 131 kit. I'm going to search for a lot of performance. This is going to give them another, just thing to chase.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of a neat deal. they're theorizing that this is going to be a power part, essentially, something that you buy in the catalog, more so than seeing on stock motorcycles, which makes a lot of sense.
If only Suzuki would do that for the Gen 3 Busa with the turbo kit.
Yeah.
Power parts Suzuki turbo kit.
That would be great.
That'd be dope.
Just slap it right in there.
With a little cutout of mirror that says, I approve.
They need to do for Suzuki, they need to do what they did with Honda and Marquez, where they got Marquez on the S1000 RRRRRSP.
The BMW?
They're not the BMW.
The
CBR.
Fireblade. Yeah,
the new one.
Yeah.
They got him on the new CBR.
And they rode him under the track, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, it's so good.
It was really funny hearing how bored he was on it. He was like, this makes great power. And I'm like, geez, it's like a 217 horsepower bike. And he's just like, this is a fun little scooter. He's like, yeah, my GP bike was like 310, but whatever.
And they get Mir on a Turbo Busa, and he's like, what the fuck?
Seeing Mir on a Turbo Boost, it would just be the meme of the year. I'd love it. Anyways, back to supercharged Harleys.
So what's nuts about this supercharger is because it's driven off of the engine, they're going to be producing more low-end torque, which is basically just going to be the inverse of what the H2 does, where the H2 adds just a ton of horsepower at the top end. And this thing has a belt drive, which necessitates a new system of tensioning that belt.
This part's wild.
Which is absolutely bananas. So it says here, Harley's approach is different. Instead, the entire supercharger is mounted on a pair of rails that allow the whole unit to slide back and forth.
And for you guys who may not be familiar with how this works normally on superchargers, is there's typically an idler pulley that adjusts the tension of the belt so that everything kind of keeps in spec. But if you scroll down a little bit, Spite, so the folks at home can see, that is the belt that we're looking at here, the system of rails that it's going to move around to adjust the tension. This is absolutely bonkers. This is crazy.
It's basically just counting on springs and I don't know.
It's a very creative way to figure it out, but man, that's really cool. And it's, someone on chat just mentioned this and it's brought it up again. Imagine a world in which the Bronx still existed and you can get a Power Parts Harley supercharger bolted up to it.
That would be awesome.
And it made like a root style like whine when you got on the power. I could save your company, Harley. Sell a supercharged Bronx. How sick would that be? God, whatever.
But this is a really cool thing for them to be doing.
Super cool, yeah.
Because this gets back to that kind of like muscle car energy that these big cruisers have. And, you know, that quest for power. Imagine it'll feel like that W3. That fueling W3. When you throw the supercharger on there, you'll actually be making power instead of just torque.
It'll be like the Dodge Hellcat of the two-wheeled world, you know?
Which is awesome.
It's fat, it's heavy, but screw it, it makes a ton of power, you know?
Yeah.
That's the fun part.
And this is going to allow, you know, these big Harley boys to really chase something. Because once you get the 131 on there, you can dyno it. You basically done. Yeah. There's nothing else you can do to that bike. There are some bigger kits. Like I think there's like a 137 or something like that. But you can only get so big with the engine.
Yeah.
You got to get creative. There actually is, for the Sportster line, a turbo kit. Believe it or not.
If only we had more time with ours, we could have turboed it.
But, I mean, a factory supercharger for a Harley. I never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. I guarantee if they actually pull this off and it's available and people can ride them and stuff, I'll be first in line because that sounds awesome.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
I just really hope it's not specifically for this bike.
Please,
right here.
not in that.
Yeah.
That's a Street Glide, right?
Yeah, this will be the Street Glide. They should put it on the Fat Bob.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Put a supercharger on the Fat Bob. Get it out to the 131.
Yeah.
Put the supercharger on there, and then you got a real bike right there.
What kind of power do you think it would make? Torque-wise, horsepower?
If I'm not mistaken, the Fat Bob's also putting down 119 foot-pounds of torque. My guess is with the 131, it's doing closer to maybe like 130 foot-pounds, maybe 140.
Now with the supercharger?
With the supercharger, I'd say you're probably going to add another 10 to 15 foot-pounds, and then you're going to get some horsepower out of it too.
Yeah.
Which that's really what you want.
You're close to Rocket 3 numbers at that point. That's not bad.
you're way over Rocket 3 price, but
Yeah.
so you really got to be about that Harley life. But
as many people are. Yeah.
You know,
as many people are.
Hey, this is still cool stuff to see them doing.
Yeah. So what's our final piece of news? Another bonker story from who else but Kawasaki?
Kawasaki. Yeah. So this is there's actually two pieces to this. So Kawasaki is designing a trike system, and for those of you who think it's like the Niken, it's really not. It's actually closer to the Piaggio scooters, the two-wheel scooters. So you see, it has normal forks, and then it has this pivoting set of joists, so that one wheel can rise around the other.
Yeah.
So it's not like the Niken where each wheel is completely independent, but there's this linkage between the wheels. So this is kind of neat. They're making motorcycles more accessible, which is kind of cool.
Always good news. Yeah.
I could see them doing this.
The price won't be accessible, guaranteed, but I know a lot of folks are scared to be on 2 and would rather be on 3, but
hey, Kawasaki right now, they're the company of do it good, do it cheap.
That's true.
So who knows? Maybe
they'll come in right under the Niken price-wise, right? Yeah, probably.
But what's even crazier, so this is not, because the wheels are independent, you get like limited lean here. Mm-hmm. What's even crazier is this. So this is a concept that actually got built. It was the Concept J bike, and they've updated patents for it, and basically more similar to the Niken mixed with a Tezzy H2 that has the swing arm in the front.
Doesn't this remind you of like some dystopian Akira bike or something?
Yes.
Like some retro future thing. It's so crazy.
Like the fact that you drive each, like you lift up each wheel, like each one has its own handlebar essentially. This thing's freaking bananas.
One thing this reminds me of, and I'm seeing it on stream here, and I remember seeing them on the streets of like London and France, are the little 3-wheeler Piaggios. Mm-hmm. I think they use a similar system, if I remember correctly.
The 3-wheel Piaggios are closer to this guy.
The staggered wheel thing.
Yeah, this thing is
totally different.
Would be unique, I think. I think it would be the only motorcycle out there that does this, except for maybe the Tomahawk.
Yeah,
I think the Tomahawk has a similar front suspension to this.
Yeah, that's really testing my bike knowledge, but I can't remember.
Yeah, but look at how bananas this front situation is.
Yeah,
they have a shock going the wrong way.
Yeah, they got fully sideways shock, a pivot point at the bottom there, like 2 giant linkages to the rear wheel, a crazy like hook-shaped swing arm, I guess it would be.
With the handlebars that go directly to the like hub of the wheel of each wheel.
I mean, this is wild. And I love seeing, it's just like, let's just try something totally unique and different. They're not going to try to like be like, oh, this is the newest way everyone's going to motorcycle. They're just like, well, screw it. Let's just try making something bonkers and weird and let's see what happens,
Yeah, and that's cool. I think this is the sort of thing that we saw a lot of during like the 80s and 90s where Honda was like, all right, 5-cylinder, 6-cylinder, oval pistons, whatever we can think of.
Turbo bikes.
Yeah. I really want to see some of this happen again because we can only go so far in terms of just power, because we've basically summited that mountaintop at this point.
Yeah, we're at the point now where every bike that has over like 180 horsepower just needs electronics to keep you from not just yeeting and dying. Mm-hmm. I can feel on the ZH2 when you get on power, it's like, okay, you would loop out if you're trying to do some dumb shit. I'll protect you. And you're like, yeah, I'm a superhero.
And it's just lifting the wheel.
Yeah, and it's not you, it's the bike.
Mm-hmm. It's just so funny when you get on that thing and it's just like, whoop.
Yep.
Whoop, whoop, every gear.
One thing I learned at the track and that I saw some reviews on only after the fact is that it doesn't have a steering stabilizer. And so when the wheel comes down at like 140, it's not fun. It's a little scary. And then your neck is about to snap back from the wind. I seriously had neck pains after riding that thing.
I can imagine.
Ridiculous, yeah.
But this is just, again, Kawasaki doing what Honda won't anymore, which is trying goofy stuff and seeing what sticks. Mm-hmm. And this is why I dunk on Honda out of all the big 4.
Yeah. Well, Honda's like, whoa, we made a big displacement cruiser. This is crazy.
I will give Honda this. They still make the Fury.
They do, which is a really weird bike. I can't believe they still make it, but they do.
It's the most unique of the Japanese cruisers.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Kind of neat news to, drown out some of the more dismal stuff that we've been talking about with Harley circling the drain and all that.
This is great news for Harley. Making some cool stuff. You love to see a forced induction motorcycle. I think it's going to be great for them. And we'll keep you up to date if they ever release it. And we'll hopefully be on the first list to ride it. But now we're going to move on to the question and answer portion of our podcast.
Cool.
All right. I'm going to cut this.
How many boys we got? 449.
Feels crazy, doesn't it?
Yeah, that is
also the same. So
that is the biggest stream I believe we have done ever. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the R1 giveaway stream had 200 Discord boys on there. They were wanting to see it.
Yep.
I mean,
and then it was all who won the R1.
Yeah, who won the R1? Alrighty, guys, welcome to the question and answer portion of our podcast. You weren't recording on there?
No, I'll use the stream audio.
Okay, yeah. So It's all good. Let me start that over. Alrighty, everyone. Welcome to the question and answer portion of our podcast. Typically, we do a call-in section with our Discord members, but we felt that it'd be a little crazy to put a phone number out there and just see anyone can call in and do whatever they want. So instead, what we're doing is we are fielding questions on our Yamcast channel on Discord. If you want to hang out with us on Discord, if you want to check out these live streams every week, we normally do them every week for our Discord members, and it's a much more low-key, kind of fun affair that we do on there. Join on yamanoob.co. It's the best way to enter to win for our giveaway bikes, support what we do, find other members to ride with. We got a cool member meetup feature. You get access to the Discord server, exclusive content, behind the scenes stuff. It's basically just like the best way to support what we do on here. And the reason we do all this cool stuff is because of all of our membership support. It would literally be impossible to buy ZH2s and RS660s and make all this cool content and have a camera person helping us. Like, it would literally be impossible without their support. So to all of those on stream right now who do support what we do, thank you very much. And now let's jump into the questions here. Spite the first question I am seeing on here, the first one that I saw was, have we seen the new Busa? No, we haven't, right? We haven't seen it, right?
Oh, man. As if we weren't clear enough with the thumbnail of the video that went live today.
Yeah.
Apparently it wasn't spicy enough.
Yep, I guess not. Yes. Guys, we've seen the new Busa. Don't worry about it, and we just mentioned it as well. Nermal here, a new member, says, have you ever thought about bringing a third person into the podcast, or the channel for that matter? There always seems to be a good dynamic. What would you think about bringing on a third person?
We already do sometimes.
A throuple, perhaps. Yeah, we do. Whitney's been kind of guest starring in a couple episodes here and there.
So's Josh.
Josh has as well. I think it might be a little complicated with like a third, like, permanent presenter or host.
Yeah.
Our content planning would be a little tough, I think.
Yeah. We could theoretically make more, although who knows.
Yeah. Then it's an editing problem at that point, too. Yeah. It's always an editing problem.
there's already 3 people who edit videos, and it feels like there might not be enough.
Yeah, it never feels like enough.
Although we are actually going to be having a guest on the next Yamcast.
Yes, we are. Yeah, we're interviewing a guest on next week's Yamcast. That should be pretty cool. So, yeah, we definitely have thought about bringing a third person on the podcast. Rip City asks, any advice for installing a full system for the first time?
Go slow.
Totally agree.
Yeah, just go slow. And check your gaskets. Those are the 2 big things for me. You should, in your kit, have new, not head gaskets, but exhaust gaskets that go into the head. Definitely use those. Do not reuse the exhaust gaskets that came with your motorcycle. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just go slow.
Yeah, my advice would be to get a mechanic's pick if you don't have one.
Yes, very good.
Such a useful tool, and if your kit has springs to hold the pipes in place, you're gonna want a mechanic's pick. It makes it so much easier to get that little hook onto the bracket there. Let's see here. Grover asks, I just finished my MSF course and hoping to find a bike that I can grow into. Immediately bit the bullet on a new Aprilia RS660 as my first bike. Is that going to turn out to be my best mistake of all time or my biggest mistake of all time?
Oof.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
Because we often say that like MT-07 SV650 is like the tippy top of what you probably should be looking at as a beginner. And I personally think the RS660 exceeds that.
Yes.
I think it's just a little too much juice.
Mm-hmm.
It's expensive too, but not to say if you have the means, it's very choice. You should get the RS660, but as a first bike, it's gonna get dropped, it's gonna get abused, like, you know.
Yeah, there's something to be said for getting the bike you love, for sure, but man, you think, well, okay, I'll just chuck it in B mode for a while. That'll last about a week, and then you'll be riding around in A mode. So I'm definitely of the feeling that if you're kind of a younger rider and you're
age is important.
You're just starting out. You don't really have a lot of experience. 100 horsepower is a rough place to start.
Yeah,
that's a proper fast motorcycle.
Totally. Yeah, and I know it's a 2-cylinder 660, but that thing is hopped up. It'll boogie really good. So yeah, I would agree with what Spite says here. Monkish asks, who/what do you take your inspiration for your work, both inside and outside of fellow motorcycle/car YouTubers? I don't know if I've ever asked you this. Who do you take your inspiration from when you're doing your lists and that sort of thing?
Well, it's tough because I've been kind of creatively writing for a while.
Yeah.
Just kind of for my own giggles. I definitely take a lot of cues from some of my favorite YouTubers who are a little bit more curt in their writing style.
Yeah.
Specifically one from The Escapist, a guy called Yahtzee Croshaw. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of him, but he's an author first and foremost, and he writes these really snarky things. And I always like some of his short quips, and I try to work some of that stuff in. I'm not as creative as he is.
Yeah.
He's like an all-star writer, professional writer. But then again, I also just like I like to make things that I would want to watch. So I don't know. I think about what would I want to see, and then I kind of write it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I think for me, my inspiration is the VA boys outside of the office here. They just bring me so much joy. Just kidding. I would say my main inspiration from a kind of like execution and efficiency perspective is Donut Media. I think they do such a good job of doing like weekly shows, high quality shows. Like I don't know if you've ever seen some of the stuff they've posted like behind the scenes, but they've got such a tight knit operation out there.
Yep. And
to me, that is just that's what I want Yami Noob to kind of look like. You know, I want it to be at that level. So that's kind of my inspiration. And then I honestly look a lot to like, you know, old school professional motorcycling journalists of the written word. It is fascinating to me how different some journos are when they're writing versus when they do videos. And you obviously see that they have much higher core competencies writing than they do actually making videos. You know, like some of the motorcyclist.com guys and Cycle World guys, they might seem kind of awkward and weird on camera, but then you read what they've written about a bike and you're like, oh my God, it's like they've really, like, you could just think so much deeper when you write something out, you know? Yeah. It's also presenting on camera is hard. Yeah, I don't think people realize. Yeah. It's really hard. It took me. If you don't think it is, go back and watch Spite's first video from like 2019 at the SV650. I won't even watch those anymore. It was fucking brutal, man. And for me too, man. I feel like the camera work was so bad, and just, we've come a long way. Yep. Yeah. So it's really tough. I think that if you're, just trying to start out talking into a camera, you just gotta do it. Yeah. Just got to do it. It's seat time, right? But like camera time, really. Marky Mark here, an Austin local who has a Tenere 700 that I really want to ride. Actually was out in Mexico with him in 2019. That was a really fun ride. He says, how do y'all handle the internet fame, in quotes, in events or group rides? Figure that would be a nightmare. Do you mind the mixture of shit posting and motorcycles IRL? Shout out to the mods, Bad Assler. Shout out to the mods, always. Shout out to the mods. How do I handle the internet fame? To be honest, for me, it's funny, but like it doesn't really happen that often. I find that people tend to be, for lack of a better term, like kind of afraid to bring it up. I know there's been folks who they kind of stare at me for a little longer at a gas station or something. They're on a bike, and I'm kind of like, this guy probably knows who I am from YouTube and stuff. But I never like to assume. I never like to assume that anyone knows who I am. If any of you have ever met me in real life, I almost always present myself with my normal first name and not my superhero name of Yami Noob, and I just I'm the normal guy, I think that's the thing, and so it doesn't really get to me. Have you encountered? You haven't encountered it as much as I have, I don't think. But
actually, I kind of have. Like, it was really weird.
Yeah.
It didn't take long for me to be on the channel like regularly for people to be like, "Oh, hey, you're Spite."
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
It's kind of weird when it happens at first, isn't it?
It was really peculiar. And, I don't think maybe it's because, I'm kind of the cruisery guy, on the channel, but I haven't had an issue with it in like group rides.
Yeah.
I have had some people who recognized me, and in a ride first, they recognized me from the channel, and, even though I was riding with some other people I knew, but, they kind of still take it easy. I haven't noticed a lot of that, like, oh, I gotta impress or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But it's still strange. I was in Cycle Gear the other day, and a guy walks up to me and is like, "Hey, you got to try out the Z900 RS on the channel." I was like, "What?"
That's my favorite thing. He just walked up to you. He's like, "You have to do this." Like, oh, I guess, yeah, I might try, but yeah,
Yeah, it's like, very. Hey, I saw you on the channel. You got to ride this bike, and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, it's something you get used to pretty quick, but yeah, I just like living my life assuming that no one knows who I am. It's been kind of funny sometimes when I'm out with my girlfriend here in Austin, and like I was at Trader Joe's and this guy came up. He's like, "Dude, I fucking love your YouTube channel. This is so crazy. I can't believe you're here." I was like, "I'm just buying some, dinner, dude. Relax."
I'm just here for the avocados.
Yeah, I was like literally just here to buy some like potatoes and beets and shit. I don't know what the hell we were cooking that day. But anyways, let's move on here. T-Rev asks, you mentioned you don't ride on the street very often anymore, a couple of times a week. Was there any specific event or incident that made you ride less? I believe this question is directed towards me, so I'll answer it. I cannot believe that car is still outside just revving away. Please go somewhere.
Yeah.
If you guys can hear an engine on stream, I really apologize. There's just some dude outside of the shop that has just got this horrid car, and he just won't go away. Please roll away from the shop. Oh, I think he did it.
Sweet mercy. All you had to do was ask.
I just asked, and he's gone. Okay, great. So this guy said, I don't ride on the street very often. Any specific incident? Honestly, not really. I mean, obviously, I had the really big wreck in 2017 that most people are aware of, but really, over the last 2 years, between riding off-road a lot and riding on track a lot, I basically only ride on the street to make videos nowadays. I don't even get that much seat time on the street. I know you still do lots of group rides and stuff, but I'd say like out of your commute to the office, do you ride much on the street?
Not by myself.
Yeah.
I prefer riding with other people, just a little bit more social.
Yeah.
I really want to get to the point where I have the DRZ reliable enough to start doing some longer hauls to, like Marble Falls and Hidden Falls Adventure Park and all that stuff. And then I'll probably start riding a little bit more on my own.
Yeah.
But I'd say I usually do the commutes to the office, and then it's been a little less now that the weather's shit, but one big ride on Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah.
And then other than that, not too much. I used to ride every day.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I used to you couldn't get me off the bike type of thing,
Yeah.
But I think the initial giggle factor and wow factor does wear away after a while. It does kind of feel like a drug sometimes because, like we got the ZH2 in the shop and I was riding that thing a lot because it was a ton of fun. But now it's just kind of sitting there, I'm like, yeah, it's fun,
I also think it's because this is kind of work now too. Like when you
it is.
Get on a bike,
I think a lot of people don't realize that, but I'm riding bikes for work. Like it's not just me dicking around on bikes having fun. Like we have to think of what we're gonna say and the content and making videos. Like whenever we're out shooting full production videos, that doesn't really feel like a fun ride. It feels like we're stopping a lot, taking photos, doing pieces to camera. Like for the ZH2 versus Busa video, it was like stop here. What's our vlog? Do this. Put on the GoPro. Like that felt like work. It did not feel like a fun ride, honestly. Yeah. The drag race was fun.
That was a fun part. Yeah.
Yeah. Free Clinic here, one of our very active members on Discord, who believes a Versus 650 is a big supermoto, which it's not. It's not. We're not even going to entertain that notion. He asks here, are you ever ashamed of the community that has grown here on Discord, or is it like a kid who's a perennial screw up? I love the Discord community. I think it reflects so well what the channel is about. It's so funny how life imitates art in that way. Our community on Discord so clearly reflects the type of stuff we make. it's fun and good-spirited and kind of shitposty and sometimes a little chaotic and weird, but overall good energy. What would you say?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we got to be like, okay, that's
Guys,
a little much.
Please.
But, you know, normally it's totally cool.
Yeah.
You know, and you'd be surprised how much, how like intelligent some of the shit posters are on the server.
Oh, yeah. Honestly, the shit posters are some of the most intelligent, and they know it too. Yeah. Boss2688 asks, any ideas on next beginner bikes? So yeah, we are doing double Triumph Trident giveaway. That's going to be very fun. I'm currently waiting on them to arrive out of Eurocycle Las Vegas, and I'm going to get them shipped here. So I would wager that like mid-March we'll have them in hand, so there might be a little bit of a gap. But yeah, double Trident, we are doing that. Let's see here. Phantom 10792 says, how does one get over the insurance costs for something like an MV Agusta?
You don't.
You don't. Yeah. I remember I breathed a sigh of relief when I finally got the Panigale V2 off the books of the insurance. I was like, geez, that was nice. Yeah, they're just expensive, man. Like they don't make a lot of those bikes. They're hard to insure, and the people that buy them typically crash them. They're really expensive. Parts are expensive. There's a myriad of reasons. I think my favorite thing is seeing like certain bikes that you might not think are expensive to insure are really expensive to insure. Stuff like the MT-09 is really expensive to insure
because people just wad them up all the time.
Yeah. The insurance is just like, oh, this bike? No, we've had like thousands of claims on this bike. Yeah. What was what would you say is the most expensive bike you've had to insure? The KTM?
Interceptor.
Oh, that's right. The Interceptor was super expensive.
Yeah, man. The Interceptor was like
Why?
$1,800 a year or some shit like that.
That's crazy.
It was through the roof.
Yeah, that's a ton.
Like I paid $460 for the KTM for the entire year this coming year.
Literally not bad at all.
Yeah, that's for a bike I still am making payments on too.
Yeah.
The Harley that my girlfriend has on the policy is more expensive, which is ridiculous. And then my DRZ is like a nickel. So
yeah.
they don't care.
The Chanson Trail 125 simp, he's one of the few guys on our server that rides a 125 and doesn't live in Europe, just by choice and by design. He says, Spite, are you going to be sending it at the MX track with Yam now that you are a dirt boy?
Sure, why not?
Just put 21s on the 690 and let's see how many jumps you can do.
That would be awful, taking the 690 to an MX track.
That's so much momentum flying through the air because you're a bit heavier and the bike is a bit heavier. Dude, you're going to come down and be like, whomp, you know? Motocross is a ton of fun, though. I'm dying to get back on track.
I'd love to go take a class at the MX factory, just because I think they have like rental and shit where you can go out there and goof around and learn. Yeah, the MX factory is a sweet spot. Yeah, I think you'd really enjoy it. How's the stream doing, by the way? Is it all good
let's
in the other
see
window?
Here. Yeah, it's going great over here. Stream is going good on YouTube. Got 455 people just checking in on here. Cool. All right. Let's see here. We've got some shit posting questions. I'm skipping those. Let's see here. Here we go. Hacksaw SF asks, am I stupid for considering trading my 2010 XR1200 for a Z900 RS?
XR1200 for a Z? Not really, no.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's down to what you like. You know, sure, the XR1200 is a really awesome Harley, but if you like the Z900 RS more, get the bike you like, man. Yeah. Totally. We may or may not be getting a Z900 RS as a little press bike for a week or so. I am very excited to ride that bike. That's a sweet ride. I was looking more into it. I was like, that's a sweet bike. It's an awesome ride. Yeah. We'd be excited to check it out. It was on the list of veteran motorcycles. It was. That went live today. Yep, I saw that. All right, well, I'm gonna have one shit posting question. Deep Discord lore here. The Mustafian asks, which shit posting clan is superior, the Bread Boys or Lammerdorf? You said it live on stream. I said it live on stream publicly for everyone to see now. I'm never gonna stop hearing about it now. Well, now people are gonna screen cap me just saying that and have like a reaction. Yep. Yeah. I think it's the Lammerdaf boys are more.
Oh, yeah.
Are definitely more.
Absolutely.
The bread boys are just volume. It's quantity, not quality.
Yeah.
Lammerdaf is deep cut Discord lore.
I still don't really know what it is.
Nick just got drunk and couldn't.
That was it?
Yep.
That's great. Awesome. Yeah. All right, the Marauder 83 asks, I currently have a Duke 390. When it's time to get my second bike, I'm thinking of keeping the Duke and putting dual sport tires on it and using it for light off-road and trails. Is that a bad idea? He's been watching some Yami Noob. I think that's a great idea.
Just do it, man.
Yeah, you can get Pirelli Rally Scorpions in that size because they make them for this Fart Pill in 401. Screw it. It'll work just fine. We scrambled it a little bit. It's fine.
Have fun. You
Don't take it down any crazy descents because the ground clearance is kind of tough, but it'll work.
I've also seen some people do like crazy supermoto stuff with it too.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep, a set of street tires on there, you could, learn to do some skiddies and back it in and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, there's a guy on YouTube, I can't remember his name, but he's doing a bunch of like stunt and drifting and like track day and just goofy stuff with the Duke 390.
There's a German dude, like a blonde German dude, who all he does is stunt stuff.
Yeah.
And it's all KTM.
Yeah.
And he's done the SMCR, the Duke, the RC390.
Yeah. It's true Kyle energy.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. MT Tentacles asks, just had my first track day last weekend. What's the best way to increase longevity of my bike? You're asking the wrong dude because my bikes live on borrowed time. I'm literally, it feels like every quarter fixing or changing my bike and making sure that it continues to run. But my life is a little different. Man, I'd say just like regular oil changes, just keep an eye on stuff because you're basically track bikes and race bikes live life in dog years. They accelerate the wear so much faster. Yeah, I mean, you got to keep an eye on the chain, the oil, but if you have a regular Japanese bike, they're pretty bulletproof. There's not a whole lot's going to go wrong with it. Spite, any tips on longevity?
I would just, the oil is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Definitely do, your hot temperature oil check after every track day. Just make sure you didn't burn anything off and you should be fine.
Yeah. I Am Log asks, what is your guys' opinion of doing dumb stuff like wheelies off-road rather than on the street? I think it's great. It's softer if you fall, and typically if you're on a trail or something, there's nobody else out there, less things for you to hit. It's awesome. I practice wheelies on my dirt bike a whole lot for that reason.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. Ooh, we got to answer this one. We got to do it on stream.
Uh-oh.
Guitar 00777 asks, have you guys tried the Ruroc Atlas 2.0 helmets?
Nope.
And if so, have you heard anything about the Bluetooth hardware that you can get with it? No, I have not tried the Ruroc Atlas 2.0 helmets. I will leave it at that. It's not my thing. It's not a helmet that I'm interested in trying. And I haven't heard anything about the Bluetooth hardware you can get with it because we use Cardos and they work really well.
Ruroc is style over substance, in my opinion.
Spite said it, not me. Cam asks, when are you going to make a track and race focused channel? Even if content upload is slow and just for fun, not your traditional audience, but I think a second channel could get traction if done correctly. Man, I mean, some of the biggest track day channels are like a tenth of the size of Yami Noob, so it's a hard case for me to make a whole separate channel to do that. I'll keep kind of sprinkling in content here and there on the behind the scenes and track days channel on Discord, and an upload every once in a while if I'm feeling, if I feel like my ego needs to be inflated a little bit on the channel, I'll do like a little weekends with Yam for my race bike and stuff, but I just don't feel like it's worth it. Would you watch that? I don't think you would, right?
No, not really.
If the Spite wouldn't even watch it. He's not even subscribed to the channel. We just found that out today in our meeting.
Are you subscribed to the channel?
I don't think I can be as Yami Noob. Can I subscribe to my own channel?
I think you can.
I got to do my part, guys. Subscribe to the channel, Turbo Hayabusa. Someone asked about the... Oh, yeah, here we go. Haram Zab, I believe I pronounced it correctly, says, what are your thoughts on the MV Agusta Super Veloce 800 and will you review one? Have you seen this thing?
That's the like old school sport bike with the single round headlight.
It's got the crazy big TFD. It's like an F3800 but like more, because it's MV Agusta.
Yeah, I think it's again a lot of style over substance, but hey, it's definitely a cool looking motorcycle.
Yeah.
I will give them that. MV Agustas are gorgeous to look at.
Ridiculously nice.
So
we may or may not be getting a Super Veloce 800. We're working with MV right now. Not gonna put anything out there just yet, but it's very early stages. But yeah,
I would be ecstatic to just like really see one and see what it's all about.
Oh yeah,
because it's such a cool looking bike. Got the exposed trellis frame, I think, on that one.
Yeah. Oh, this is a great question. And he says it's for Yami, but I'm going to include both of us because we both have experience with this. Justin Knight asks, Yami, I have an O2 Sportster and I'm converting my 883 to a 1270 or 1250. What's your thoughts? Spite, what's your thoughts on that conversion?
Okay. If you're wondering whether or not it's worth it, my answer is yes, with a but.
Yeah.
It's really cool that you can do that.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. And if you're doing the Hammer 1250 kit, the Hammer kit is awesome.
It's so
really
well done,
great.
and it fits perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah, everything bolts up great.
Nothing bad to say about it. Works great.
It is a pain in the ass to do, though. We were in here for like
total time
4 days.
No, total time was like 22 hours worth of work on the bike.
Yeah,
with two guys who are decently experienced at working on a bike. We're not mechanics or anything. If you are super experienced, I'm sure you can do it faster and better. But
yeah.
Probably you're not, if I were to guess. It's a huge job, no doubt about it. Huge job. Yeah.
And this is one where you literally have to go slow and check everything.
Yeah, I remember there were so many points where I was like, if we goof up this one thing, this will just blow up the bike.
Yep.
You know, you have to do it, especially the timing at the bottom. Make sure all those rings are perfectly. I mean, there's so much, you know.
Yeah, like even down to checking the squish band.
The squish band.
Like
yeah.
you had to put the cylinder on. You had
Turn
to put the head on, and then flip the wheel really quickly.
Yeah.
And then measure each little piece of solder. And then do the math and figure out what the average squish band was and see if you were within the average clearance.
Yeah.
It was a nightmare. And like figuring out whether you were on top dead center on overlap or compression or wherever. You learn a lot doing that process.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, we learned a ton. And then make sure you do the break-in super, super, super carefully and exactly to the T. You could very easily screw up the engine if you just get on it and just start ripping around. You got to do all the heat cycles.
Yep.
You got to follow it to the T. You got to do everything very, very perfectly. Otherwise, you'll have a big problem on your hands. So yeah, if you think it's worth it, do it. Personally, I probably would just get a different bike. It's just easier. But yeah, if you're really about that and you want to have a cool custom bike that you've done all the work yourself and you can feel proud of, because I mean that feeling of riding, you're like, holy shit, I put this thing together.
Yeah,
that's unique. You can't get that anywhere else. It's pretty awesome.
There was nothing like when I was going down. I was doing some of the break-in miles and getting it down 360 at sunset. Riding down on this big Lopi 1275.
You're like, I put this together.
Yeah. We were inside this engine a couple of days ago, and it's going down the road.
Yeah. Yeah, so, it's awesome.
Very cool.
Matthew here asks, with your family from, I think this is directed to me, with your family from São Paulo, do you have any intention or desire to go back to Brazil for a ride or do any videos? Just seems like a beautiful country, and I'm sure a wholly different biking culture that would be fun to explore vicariously through you. So I actually go back to Brazil once every 2 years or so to visit family and friends and stuff down there. I'm fluent in the language, so it's really easy to me go there, and I have a Brazilian passport, so it's all good and gravy. The biker culture in Brazil is bonkers. Riding in São Paulo is like suicide because basically the biggest engine you're going to get is like a 300 or 400 cc, and in a car, I don't feel safe driving there. Much less but I see guys zipping through, cutting, lane splitting and stuff. And dude, you couldn't pay me to be on a bike out there. It's nuts. It's a lot like India, honestly. It's very similar to Indian. It's not as I mean, I've seen videos of people riding in India. I'm like, this looks like a nightmare. Like, this looks like a disaster. But yeah, I think if I were to do something like that, I'd want to get off the beaten path and go down the coast and stuff. Because Brazilian coast riding is, oh my God, dude, it's unreal. Yeah. It's unreal. It's like, imagine California, but like just rainforest. It's amazing. Yeah. It's really cool. So that's what I would do. Here's an interesting question. I want to see what you think. Driftinifish, I think that's how I pronounce it, says, are there any bikes you've changed your opinion on 180 degrees? Bikes you've once loved and now hate, or vice versa?
DRZ 400 comes to mind.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
You first rode that, you were just like, this sucks, I hate it.
Yeah, I will be completely honest. I couched my verbiage a little bit in that video. I hated it.
Yeah.
It was not fun. I was not about it. And then I just rode it around a little bit more, and I was like, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't think that there's a bike that I've started out really liking and then not liking. I think I clarified I learned a little bit more about my desire to buy a Sportster after working with the Sportster that we had in the shop.
Yeah.
I was like, this is cool, but unless it were dirt cheap, I wouldn't buy one.
Yeah.
I still like it. I think it's a really cool bike, but I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of any bike that I've started out loving and then hated. I think the only bike that is similar to that is I used to love riding my 675R on the street. I thought I was all about that super sport life, wanted to ride it all the time. But then as I evolved more as a human, as a motorcyclist, I was like, man, this really fucking sucks for street riding. I'd rather be on like anything else. And that started when I rode my buddy's MT-09 where I was like, holy shit, this is so fun and comfortable.
Yep.
This is awesome. And then I just transitioned to wanting to do dumb stuff with scramblers and stuff and kept my fast boy stuff to the track. So my love kind of changed over time. But I'm trying to think of a bike that I hated and then ended up loving. I can't think of any right now off the top of my head.
You really did not like the Sportster.
Yeah, that's true.
Did you end up loving it, though?
I don't think I loved it. I understood it. And I was like, I get it. I didn't love it, though, for sure. Yeah. I still would never own one.
You really... I still remember the first time it was like, this burned my fucking boot.
Yeah, which is controversial. Some people think it was my fault, and some people think it wasn't my fault. But anyways.
You're out on that camera, by the way.
So all right, so we'll do one last question on here, and we'll have to use stream. Thank God for the stream, right?
Thank God for the stream.
We could save this. This is a fun question. Fat asks, what bike would you guys get if you got a blank check? I know what you'd get.
Yeah, I'd go get myself an Arch KRGT1.
Exactly. I knew that's what you'd get.
Yep.
Yeah.
KRGT1 all day.
Absolutely. Man, a blank check. Fuck it. I'd get a Ducati Superleggera.
Yeah, that would be sweet.
Get the biggest, baddest one, right?
All the little wings.
I get flown out to Italy for my GP experience, too.
Go take a couple of turns at Mugello.
Yeah, just shit myself and be like, oh my God, this is crazy. This front straight is really long. This ain't no Harris Hill. Yeah. All right, guys, we're now going to move over to the member submitted videos portion of our podcast. I'm going to do some fun meme contests and that sort of stuff. But this week we asked our members to send over video of their bikes, and we're going to rate them and then give them some fun prizes just in case. So if you guys want to join up for that, remember yamanoob.co. You can become a member and join in all the fun. We do this every week. It's going to be a blast. Let's get into it.
Cool. Alrighty.
We ran out here.
Yep.
This battery's still good. So
How good is still good?
it's halfway.
Do you want
The other
to?
one full?
That other one might be the shitty one.
Oh, okay. This will be fine.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's just run it.
If it dies, we can just use that.
Yeah.
Okie dokie.
All right. I'm going to give us a clap here. And now I'm going to check stream on YouTube. We've got 470 people looking good here. We've made $24 apparently. We got some beer money coming through the stream.
Dang.
Wow, that's paying the big bucks. Why did... Oh, that's for Super Chat, right? I guess. Why have we made money doing this? I didn't know that was possible.
I have no idea. Is Super Chat set up?
I guess so. Yeah, we got people... Oh, shit, we got people chatting here. Well, okay. Maybe we should answer these because people definitely paid to see this.
Okay.
Let me scroll up here. Damn, I had no idea that was activated. Guys, I have never live streamed before. I'm so sorry. I love how we started this and we were just like...
Not even streaming?
Not even streaming. Some guy donated 200... what is that? Are those Indian lakhs?
I think so, yeah.
It says, look up Dominar 400 now. Well, we're in the middle of something. Hold on. Newson says, did you order an Aprilia RS660? Yes, I did. The delivery date is tentative because it's coming from Oklahoma. It's almost here. Steven, hardcore fanboy, first time posting. Super stoked. Thank you, Steven Jackson. I appreciate it. Sorry, we're just now checking the super chats. Yami, I have an 02 Sportster converting it. Oh, that was the guy that asked on Discord. So that's cool. He joined up. That's great. And I think that's it. Michael
Sweet.
says super chats are on. Cool. Now I know. I didn't even know that was a thing. So great. I'll just donate the $24 because I really don't need it. I'll just give it away or something. Yeah. Okay. We are now moving into the contest portion of our podcast. This week we asked our members to submit videos of their rides, and we're now going to judge them.
Let's do it. So these are all videos. So are we set up to deal with our headphones? Do we have our super cool headphones ready to rock and roll?
I just fucking Static Shock still everywhere, man. Oh, this one's yours.
Yeah, for some reason, there's just like the static in the office today is off the charts.
Crazy.
Just zapping ourselves on everything nowadays.
I don't know what's happening.
Okay, so this is digital S whatever it is.
Yeah.
Okey-doke.
Such a professional stream, guys. Don't you love it? We really know what we're doing.
I swear we have done this before.
We actually have, yeah. Never for this many people at once, but we actually have.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a ping. You should be hearing a sound.
Well, I don't hear it.
Yeah, me neither. What the fuck is going on here? Properties. That's because I had the wrong one, I think. Is it this one?
Ping it.
There it is.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Cool.
All right. Sorry for the technical glitch there.
Yeah, super professional.
We're so good at streaming. This is why we only put out edited videos.
All right. So, all of it is video this week. And our first one comes to us from the Chazin.
Some high quality stuff. Oh, it's the Trail 125 guy.
Yep.
That cup holder is awesome. Oh, damn, look at him go. Some sandy trails. It's so dramatic. The biggest bike my wife will let me buy. Dude, those look like such great bop around town kind of bikes.
Mm-hmm. That was great.
Did you see the end there where it was like everything was done by me?
Yep.
That was great. Yeah.
See if I can pull that little end screen up.
A me film. Edited by me. Director of photography, me.
That's great.
That's awesome. All right, let's grade his score.
Starting off strong this week, I think.
Honestly, yeah, that was pretty good. Creativity, what are you feeling, like a 7.5?
I feel like this one might have been like an 8.5 because it was like
8.5.
super trailer material.
Yeah, that's true. Let's give him an 8.5. We're gonna have some high scores this week. I can feel it.
Funniness.
Pretty funny. I like the end there too. How about a 7.5?
A 7.5.
Yeah.
Quality.
Quality, man, it was high qual. 8.5.
8.5.
Chazin, strong at a 24.5.
Yeah, starting off strong this week. So, next up is UKA One Boy.
I love our European fans. They're so good.
Yep.
What is up, everybody? Just a quick one for you here. So this is my steed. Since I'm an A1 boy, it is a 125. But that doesn't mean it won't rip past your shit. First things first, premium Toro exhaust. Second of all, premium Ace of his handguns. A premium, better than Spike's SMCR Dash. It may top out at 70. Those 70 are better than your 170.
Damn. He called you dirty like that too.
Yup.
So you gotta just give him zeros across the board.
I got to
He
admit,
disrespected you.
I got to admit that dash is
That is a better dash,
than my
yeah.
SMCR.
I believe you can read it better. God, your dash is so bad on that bike.
It's really bad.
But it's functional.
It does everything it needs to do.
Yeah.
It tells me how fast I'm going, and that's all I need.
The option is like, you can see the speed. That is all you need.
No gear position, no gas.
Yeah.
It works.
That 125 looks pretty fun, man. I'm not gonna lie. That looks like a fun little. I'd love that as like a pit bike. That
Honestly,
would be sweet.
Yeah, taking it to like a little kart track would be a ton of fun.
That'd be awesome.
Hey, little supermoto. You can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
So, quality or creativity for UKA1 boy.
He had some funny quips in there, but it is just like a, just filming, here's my bike type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So how about a 7?
A 7. That seems fair. Funniness.
I thought it was funny because he dunked on you.
Yeah. I got to give it to him.
How about a 7 as well?
A 7.
Yeah.
And quality.
Hard to hear audio. Just a quick little clip. How about a 5?
A 5.
Middle of the road. Right at that bell curve.
19 for UKA1 boy. The next one, VKTR, Victor.
I'm excited for this one because this guy is just an absolute mad lad.
Yes.
He's on our Discord posting about his Turbo 750 bike, and also I'm curious to see what he's got cooking up.
First things first.
Yep.
Premium
This is.
Toro exhaust.
Let me pull it up here.
Head here.
This is my 24-year-old CX-7R,
Jesus.
also known as the Craigslist Special.
That is not a
Or at least she
Craigslist
was
bike.
when I picked
No.
her up. I think she's cleaning up pretty good. But now she has a decent size
280 rear wheel
43
horsepower.
making her about-
How, dude?
21 pounds
Oh
of
my
boost.
god. Out of a 750 from like 25 years ago. I remember. So look, I've never seen this bike, but I remember him talking about it on the server. I was like, oh, he's shit posting. Like, this is bullshit, whatever. What the fuck, dude?
That makes more than my car. My car does 15 pounds of boost at max.
Yeah, this is way more than we're going to get with the Busa. The Busa is going to give us like 250 at the wheel out of 7 PSI. He's fucking hell. Can you imagine the power curve is just like, bah, you know? Golly, that must be scary to ride.
Just look at that. Look at the hose going from the like back of the oil
Oh my
pump there.
God.
Jesus.
Yeah, this guy really knows his
21,
stuff.
22 PSI of boost. Let's see if she starts up, making all the happy noises, my people.
Oh my god. Did you hear the flutter?
Positive things, I would say.
Freaking
she's
maniac.
pretty fast, pretty fun to ride.
She's pretty fast.
Hurts a lot of feelings. On the negative side, she keeps eating up all my money and has the maintenance schedule of a dirt bike. That's everything I had for you today. Wish you all a great night, and I'll keep chugging monsters and do my thing in the garage.
Nice. And I believe he's from Sweden, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
That's so like, fucking 280 wheel horsepower.
I will say, it's too much. It's too much. Yeah. All right.
So creativity. Little bit lower, I think.
Maybe like a 6.5 or 7. It's just like a little expose type of video.
Funniness.
Well, I think the chuckle we got was how ridiculous the bike is, right? So
Yeah.
let's give it a 7.
A 7.
Funniness. Yeah, pretty funny.
Quality. He did have his little lower third animations there.
Yeah, he got some animations as a 2 camera or like dual shots type of thing. Let's
Yeah.
give it a 6.5.
A 6.5.
Yeah.
20 for Victor. Moving on, we have Kjalna.
Another European entrant, 125 rider, I believe, in the UK, right? Oh.
Flat out, right there, top speed.
That's in kilometers per hour.
Hi everyone. In case you don't know, this is Hades. It's time to get to know her better. She's had some upgrades. Representing. She behaves better now to me.
73 miles per hour. That's not much worse than the Gixxer 250.
No.
For a 125.
Wow. High energy. Holy shit. You have to overcompensate with the editing when your bike doesn't make that much power.
Yep, we're still in the corner.
Corner shots.
We're still going.
Well, that was pretty well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good little edit. That is crazy. It was funny when we got the Gixxer 250 and we were showing it to some of the UK boys and European boys in general. We said some of the specs, like, it tops out at like 80 something. They were like, that's like a 125. We're like, it's not much faster than a Grom or something. Like,
Yeah, no, it's really not.
slow.
It's because it's
proved
so
it at the
heavy.
track on Monday. It's really slow.
So, our creativity for Kielna.
Lots of editing, lots of cuts, some serious time and effort. How about a 7.5?
A 7.5. Funniness.
What do you think?
I think,
Like a 6.5?
yeah.
Yeah, let's do 6.5.
And quality.
I feel like it was pretty high qual. A lot of effort, a lot of time went into it. Good editing, all this, multiple shots off the camera, off the bike type of stuff. How about a?
That was our first corner shot, too.
Was our first, I think, ever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's give it a 9 for quality for that reason.
Yeah, I agree. 23 for Kielna. And then the next comes from Ride Red, Bleed Blue.
I'm Red Bleed Blue, and this is my Frankenstein CVR. It is
Love a Franken bike.
Copart Crash Toys special. It's mostly 2 different bikes, an 04 and an 07, depending on the engine, frame, and various components. What I like about it is a custom project that me and one of my best friends did.
Nice.
It's loud, it's fast, it's fun. What I don't like about it are pretty much the same reasons. Not the most comfortable. I don't like doing more than 2-hour trips on it, although I did go all the way to Nashville, and that was crazy. Mostly those project bike quirks. Up until about a year and a half ago, it did have a fair share of issues. And it is no longer the prettiest, as you can see. A-hole backed into my bike, and I didn't get any money from the guy. I'll start her up for you.
Nice.
Look at all these pictures he has of the
That's
work
what I
that he
was looking
doing.
at. Yeah, that bike's been through the ringer, and he really, really worked at it, man. That's crazy.
Look at, this set of coils here is completely spent.
Yeah,
Look
totally
at those.
fried. That's one of those where you pull it out, you're like, yep, that's the problem.
At least the coils are easy to get to.
Yeah, it's not
But
too bad.
This guy has done a ton of work to this motorcycle.
Yeah,
so
he really loved
props
it,
to
really wanted it.
Ride Red, Bleed Blue on that.
One thing I got to say, though, is just for my track day and race boys out there, don't get a CBR 600. They are the most gutless 600s. One guy put out an ad kind of flexing. He was like, fully prepped, race gas, making 109 wheel horsepower. I'm like, that's it? Really?
On race gas.
Really? 109? God. So, yeah, it's a poor little CBR 600. But, yeah, let's rate this.
Let's rate it. So, creativity. Kind of low. I think it's
Kind of low.
but we had
I
all
like
the pictures.
montage. How 6.5?
6.5.
Yeah.
Funniness wasn't very funny.
About a 5. Bell curve. Yeah.
Yeah.
Middle.
Quality.
Just kind of I like the montage in the side showing all the photos and stuff. How about a 6.5 for that?
6.5. Next up, Nico Taglia.
Our Italian boy, the
Our
KTM
Italian-
guy
the
that never
KTM
shuts up
yeah,
about
he
KTM.
will never shut up about KTM.
A-hole.
Guys, it's the Italian KTM Simp here, and this
What?
is my
This
bike.
is what he sounds
it's a
like?
KTM,
Yeah.
it's orange. That's all you really need to know. If you want to know anything else, just look in the Discord. I can't shut up about it for some
It doesn't
reason.
sound Italian at all.
I love how much torque it has, I love how it looks, and I love how it sounds. Take
Doesn't
a
he have
listen.
an A2 restriction?
I think so.
Talk about torque.
That sounds pretty good.
I fucking hate the gigantic thing they've put back here for Euro 4 for emissions bullshit. And I hate how it sometimes just leaks oil, leaks coolant,
That's
or
KTM.
melts the
KTM.
coolant hoses.
That's a KTM.
But, if it didn't leak anything, it wouldn't be a KTM, would it?
There you go. Yeah.
I like, you got to look at his handlebars here. Look at all the power parts.
It looks like your ride. What is it with you KTM guys? The power
You
parts.
just
and all
drag
this.
it right through the parts catalog, baby.
You know what? I say that, but my dirt bike literally has a KTM orange case cover on it.
Yep.
I'm the same. I try to pretend like I'm different, but I'm not. Sweet. Well, that was a good entrant. I love the 790, man. That's a great bike.
I cannot wait till the day we get one in here.
We will get one. Yeah, we'll
so
get that
excited.
one. That one or an 890R for sure.
I feel like the 890R is the way to go.
Yeah, that would be nice.
So, creativity for this one.
It's a walk around shot like the other one, right?
Yeah.
With some funny quips, and we gave that one a 6.5, right?
Yeah.
I'd say a 6.5 as well.
Okay. Funniness. I like the it wouldn't be a KTM if it didn't.
Yeah,
do
that was pretty good. How about a 7 for funniness?
A 7.
Got a good chuckle out of me.
Quality.
Quality, I'd say like a 6.5 again.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, I know.
So that's a 20 right there for Nico Taglia. Next one, Marky Mark.
That's the guy for the Tenere 700. It's here local in Austin. Let's
Yes,
check it out.
is.
Fair.
Like the cowboy in that corner.
Yeah. He's doing some serious adventure riding. That looks like Big Bend area.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, brutal.
Get one KTM guy.
And then he nearly eats it. Damn, he took that thing to the ringer, dude.
That's gotta be Big Ben.
That
looks-
has to be Big Bend.
This is the best part.
Oh. You got bucked the fuck off. Oh, shit.
Stand up, Spite.
Stand up, Spite. Just... My man's let go of the handlebar. Didn't even try to stay on. Literally just yeeted himself. He pulled a Maverick Vinales on that one. Just called it a day.
Yup.
Completely. We gotta watch that again. Instant replay. Oh, he fucking... Dude, the bars clocked his face. Did you see that?
No, I didn't listen.
Watch when the first impact happens. He gets clocked in the face with his bars. Or at least the peak or something. Watch his helmet. Oh. Okay, that's why you fell off, because your windscreen clocked you in the forehead.
face.
Oh, brutal. Damn.
Ouch. Jesus Christ, man.
Adventure riding, bro.
But that dude is doing some solid adventure riding on that Tenere.
Absolutely, yeah.
Gotta give it to him.
I feel like the Tenere 700 guys are so, like, massively overcompensating, just being like, I ride this shit off-road. I ride it off-road. Look at me ride it off-road. And they do shit like that. They're the opposite of the GS boys.
Yup.
They're like, this is a dirt bike. Let me go. Love it. Love it.
So, our creativity here.
Pretty high. I like the little get fucked KTM thing as he flew by, and then he almost lost it. The editing was great. I think an 8 is in order. I thought it was pretty good.
I agree. Funniness?
Pretty damn funny. I'm gonna give it a 9. I got a good chuckle out of that.
I
God,
really
you
like
ate
that.
shit on that funny boulder. I feel like a boulder like that, though, you got to be like that one dude on Instagram, Paul Torres, to clear it, who also rides a T7. God, that guy's fucking nuts. I see his Instagram clips, and I'm like, I'm never going to be as good as this dude as anything I ever do in my life.
Yeah, like...
He's so good at riding a motorcycle. I'm like, fuck it, I'm never going to be this good.
Probably just some, like, ex-trials guy or something like that.
I think so, yeah. He rides a 250 motocross bike like it is a trials bike. And I get on mine, and I'm like, how the fuck? Like, how do you do that? Anyways, quality, I thought it was high qual. I liked all the clips and the editing and all that. I'm going to give it a, what are you thinking, an 8?
Yeah, I think an 8 is fair.
Yeah.
25.
25.
I believe that is our new
the
leader.
Pack.
Next one comes to us from Red Baron.
Whoa. String it. Oh, no. Oh, an F650 GS. Embrace the meme. 2007 BMW F650 GS.
652 single?
Yeah, this is a weird bike the BMW made. There was a guy on our Mexico trip who had one of these. I was like, what is that? He's like, it's a 650 GS. I was like, what the? They made one of those? Musketeer approved mirrors. Go-kart exhaust noise.
Just got to the Starbucks. Where you at? Lost. Dirt, trees. Yeah, definitely not in the right spot.
So this one, Bad Assler told me in a DM that this one was a response to his, which is our last entry.
Oh, okay.
So keeping that
Okay.
phone call in mind.
Okay, I'll think of that. So do you want to rate that one after we watch the Bad Assler one? So
I
that
think
we can
so.
get
So
a better sense for it?
Let's pull up Bad Assler's next, just so you can watch that one. Load.
There he goes. You gotta hit play now.
There we go.
Another
it's an
T7.
ADV, so let's go to Starbucks.
Always Sunny reference. Nice.
Nope. Nope.
I think I'm lost.
Nope.
I think he was saying on the Mountain for Dirt Boys channel that he wanted to put a recluse on his T7. I was like,
I
that
don't
is
remember these speed bumps
crazy.
being here.
Ooh, those logs look like fun to ride over.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, he lives up in the Northwest. Man, that's good. That's good adventure bike country out there, man. That's nice.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that
Well, this
view.
definitely doesn't look like Starbucks.
Nice.
Man, I should have gotten a GS.
Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah,
That was his video, and then
the other guy was like, "Where are you at?" And he's
yeah.
like, "Oh, forest trees." He's like, "Nah, you're in the wrong spot." Nice. That's funny. Okay, got it.
So
I guess we can rate both of them because we just watched both of them.
yes. So I think we rate Bad Assler's first.
Yeah.
So creativity for him.
So he's the last one on the list,
Yes.
right? Okay. Creativity. I liked it. I liked It's Always Sunny reference and all that. I think an 8 is in order.
An 8. I agree. Funniness.
Got a good chuckle out of me. How about a 7.5?
A 7.5. And quality.
Good qual. Good filming. Hyper smooth on the GoPro. You love to see it. If only he had an ND filter. If
only
truly
he had the
top
ND
level,
Yep.
motion blur and all that. I want to give it like a 7.5 for quality.
A 7.5. I agree.
It was good.
And then going back to Red Baron.
Red Baron. I thought his was creative because he responded to Bad Assler, so I liked
Yes.
that. So I think an 8.5 for creativity.
An 8.5.
Yeah.
Funniness. Embracing the meme.
Embracing the meme. Mentioning some other guy's video. I thought that was good too. How about an 8 for funniness?
An
Got a
8
good
for
chuckle out of me.
funniness. And then quality.
High quality. He had a like piece to camera thing and all that. What do you think? A 7.5 or an 8? I think, right?
Yeah, I think let's give him an 8.
8.
That feels like
8
yeah.
feels pretty good.
So that would be 24.5. Beats out Bad Assler by 1.5.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Shrimp Kick, and I gotta find it
Shrimp
really
Kick
fast.
is my favorite username on Discord. I think that's such a good name.
Well, I guess it's a bit late to start working now, but could never be too late.
Oh God, carb.
Oh, carburetor. I feel like this is gonna be really good or really bad. I'm trying to. Took the carb, took his sweet time. Oof.
Oh, yeah. Not everybody has nice weather like you do down in Texas. Well, if you gotta work, you gotta work.
What was that at the end?
Didn't even show us the bike.
All we saw was a carb and just like this kind of, snuff film aesthetic of just walking through the... Man, that was crazy.
That was a different energy to that
That was
one.
a different energy, yeah.
So,
Spiteful energy, one would say. He's like, you guys down there in Texas. Well, joke's on us. We have 9-degree weather next week. So.
And snow.
And snow. Yeah,
Great.
so we're not saved either. Creativity. I don't know how to rate this one.
Yeah.
It was weird. I feel like it was like an art movie I didn't understand.
Yeah, it definitely had some of that style to it.
Kind of ends and you're like, what did I just watch?
I feel like a 6.
I think a
'cause it's
6, yeah.
Just a camera shot.
I think a 6, yeah.
And funniness,
A 5?
I think I'm more confused than anything.
Yeah.
We didn't even see the bike.
We didn't even see a bike. Let's give it a 5.
A 5. And the quality.
Quality was just an iPhone video, and it was just kind of basically saying that we have nice weather. I think a 5 as well.
I think a 5.
Let's just give it across the board 5. Yeah.
All right, so 16. Next one comes to us from Jed's Moto.
He's the guy who has the Bonneville, if I remember correctly, right?
And he's got a VMAX.
Does he really? Time to ride. This is the VMAX. That's pretty awesome. Holy moly.
Talk about burying the needle.
Yeah. Is that a car tire?
It looks like one. That's gotta be a dark side tire.
Jesus, you hear that thing rip?
Yeah.
Damn. A lot of subtlety to it, a lot of, illusion to it. That was kind of cool.
That had like the feel of a trailer for the VMAX.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of like an action movie, something like that.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Creativity.
I'd say that was pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to give it like an 8.5 or something. Like that was interesting. Yeah. Different kind of feel.
Funniness.
It wasn't funny though. It was more serious almost, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's give it a 5 for funniness because it's middle of the bell curve.
But quality was high here.
High. I think a 9.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty high qual. I love the exhaust sounds. That was nice. Yeah.
I mean, I really liked all the different angles and stuff. That was really cool to see.
I did not know those ripped so hard. We should ride one day.
I can get my buddy's VMAX.
He has one?
Yeah.
We should do it. Yeah.
I'll see if he'll let me borrow the VMAX.
Is it an OG first gen or is it the later gen?
No, it's the second gen VMAX. Okay. So it's
because I hear the first gen is like, you're gonna die riding this thing.
Yeah, that one was a Widowmaker. This one's
still crazy, right?
The funny thing is, on his, it had so much power that it blew a hole in one of the exhaust pipes.
Awesome.
So he had my buddy who can weld re-weld the outside of the can.
Yeah.
And God, it fucking rips. It only gets like 100 miles to the tank though, so
it's the price you pay. And now our final entrant, who is it?
CNCPT I?
Okay.
Concept I? Not sure.
So what are you doing? I'm watching beginner bike videos again. Well, what are you looking for? I mean, anything really. The MT-07 is my favorite, but it's kind of big, it's expensive. The CBR 500, I like it a lot, but the Ninja 250, even though it's old and dinky, I really like it too. Well, now that you mention it. What? I got you a gift. You didn't. I did. You said dinky.
That was good.
I like that.
I like that a lot. Kind of made it a fun. We have a lot of folks on the server who don't have bikes yet, and sometimes I feel bad for them.
Yep.
That was a fun way of doing it. I like that.
He was also listening to our beginner bikes tier list.
Mm-hmm, I heard
I'm not
that.
sure if you caught that.
I heard that.
So, creativity.
That was
like
fun.
that.
Kind of scripted. That was pretty good. How about an 8 for that one? I like that.
All right. Funniness.
Got a good chuckle out of me.
I really like that end shot.
How about an 8 for that as well? That's pretty funny.
Agreed. And quality.
I wrote out a whole script, figured it out, got a little fun twist at the end.
Mm-hmm.
How about a 7 for that? Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Like 7.5?
Let's
give
do
him that extra half point?
Yeah, we'll give him the half point there.
That's 23.5. So,
right.
Time to determine some winners.
Well, first place is Marky Mark.
Yep.
I mean, we got to give the poor guy something after yeeting his shit like that.
That was brutal.
So Marky Mark has won himself a $100 Revzilla gift card. Is that right?
That is correct.
We're not affiliated with Revzilla, just letting you guys know. This is just the easiest way to give y'all some fun parts. And then number 2, we have a runoff between Red Baron and the Chanson, right?
Yes, we do. I'm not sure if Red Baron is capable of winning. However,
has he already won?
I believe he's won in the last couple of weeks, but let's just go down the list. Get like all the way out to 5.
Yeah.
So the Chasen was that trailer for his 125.
Mm-hmm. I remember it. Yeah.
And then
what was Red Baron's?
Red Baron was the CB, I believe.
This one?
Yes.
No, that was Ride Red, Bleed Blue.
Bleed Blue. Okay, so Red Baron was he was the F650 GS.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, great. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah,
My
feel
gut
like
says it's the Chanson.
that's what. Yeah, my gut says that as well.
Yeah,
So
he's second place for sure.
So second goes to the Chanson. Mm-hmm. And then third goes to Red Baron, again, assuming he can win.
Yep.
Badassler is disqualified, but we've got a 23.5 for CNCPTI.
And that'd be fourth.
That would
right?
be fourth. And then let's go down to fifth.
It would be Jed's. It would be a runoff between Kialna and Jed's Moto.
So
ooh, that's tough because both of them kind of went the similar route, right? Of like high effort, high production.
I think it's okay. So Kialna had some voice work that was tough to hear.
Yeah.
But Jed's Moto didn't have any voice work.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it balances out.
Yeah.
And we just lost the camera.
Yeah. That's okay. We'll use the stream for the end of this.
Thank God for the stream.
Thank God for the stream.
I feel like my gut is Jed's Moto here.
I think so too, because you got a lot of riding footage under the bike stuff, like exhaust sounds. I feel like it's Jed's as well.
Agreed.
Yeah, let's
so
give
that
it
would
to
be
him.
fifth place to Jed's Moto.
Yeah.
So
there
of
we
those
go.
5, I will be able to pick 3.
Yep.
For sure.
And to those guys at home watching, if you wanted the chance to win one of the our fun prizes we do every week, always join up on yamanoob.co, get access to all this cool stuff. Just telling you, it's the best place to do it. But that's going to wrap us up for the week today. Thanks so much for joining on the public Yamcast here. Hope you had some fun. This was really different for us. And we'll catch you on the next one. See you later.